Everyone loves a good fantasy show based on their favorite book. Shadow and Bone is no exception. Come on, just look at how well received the first season was. Not to mention that insane finale after the Darkling revealed his true colors. Ever since then, we've been waiting for the second season. Luckily, we've got some fresh updates for you all. In this video, we'll be spilling the details we know, so stay tuned. First off, updates from Netflix Geeked Week. You must have seen this tweet on your timeline, man. It's one of the first updates Netflix released about the status of the second season, and we got to hear from the cast themselves. So first things first, Season 2 has officially wrapped. That's right, folks, filming's done. All that's left is post-production and other editing details. Amita Suman said that she's really sad that the experience is over, but she can't wait for us to see what they have in store. If anything, that just tells you about how much fun the cast had on set. Awesome chemistry on and off screen. Since they can't give too much away just yet, they decided to answer a few questions about the upcoming installment in the video. It went like this. Everyone had to use 3 words to describe the next season, and Louis Tan had his whole dictionary ready. He called it heart-rending, heart-pounding, swashbuckling. Well, that's 4 words, but we'll let it slide. The vocabulary is absolutely on point for a medieval fantasy show. Almost everyone described it to be full of love, romance, and all that. Good old Ben Barnes, who plays Kerrigan, called it bigger, bolder, and badder. Fits the bill, doesn't it? Since he's the prime villain and all. Plus, you gotta acknowledge just how much Kaz has been through, and it looks like the writers aren't done with him yet, because Freddie Carter described him as traumatized, but also the best. That's got fans wondering just how much more Kaz has coming for him. Now, for the release. Yes, we're all dying of anticipation. Even though we got a lot of interaction from the cast, it's gonna be a little bit of a wait. Not as long as a whole year and a half, mind you. You'd think that it'll come out pretty soon since they just wrapped up production, but there's a lot more that goes into a single TV show, and it's probably not gonna come out in 2022. It's a bit of a bummer, yeah, but hey, at least we've got a speculated time window. Post-production ain't no joke. The process is lengthy. You gotta add VFX, the music score, and lots of adjustments. Reshoots are also definitely in the picture, and this isn't anything new. It's standard for most Netflix shows. Things like fixing the lighting, the sound, all of that. After all, you want to put out the best content you can, right? That being said, we can suspect a launch date sometime soon. If there's one thing Netflix loves to do, it's to drop unexpected news at conventions and events. The closest upcoming one is Totem 2022, where we're guessing they might reveal the big date, maybe even a tiny teaser. Oh, about that. The streaming service usually drops a trailer a month before the launch, and it's not possible for them to give us one just yet. If we get one at Totem, then we can pretty much aim for the second season to come out around February or March 2023. The crew probably has their hands pretty full, you guys. Coming up, the characters we can expect. You best believe Kerrigan is back and badder than ever. Alina and Mal are obviously returning since they're the protagonists. Actually, all our regulars are going to be back on screen in no time. Like the Six of Crows duology, the Dregs storyline is gonna line up with Nina Zenik and Matthias Halvar. So we're in for a real treat. This trio is gonna link up with the latter duo. Since it was hinted at in the first season's finale, and the fact their respective actors are on board for Take 2, it all adds up pretty well. Actually, Danielle Gilligan and Callahan Skogman have been bumped up to series regulars. This is great news for fans of the duo, so their storyline with the Dregs trio seems like a given at this point. For all the book fans, Wylan Van Eck is coming to you. Granted, they changed his surname from Hendricks to this for the show. Still, he joins the Dregs for their job inside Fjerden's ice court. That too is their demolitions expert, so they're sticking to the book. We know this doesn't make the wait any easier. We just couldn't resist. Not to mention, he's being played by Jack Wolf, the cutie from The Witcher. Let's look at the action-packed storyline. Since Alina and Mal went their separate ways last we saw them, we can expect to see their journey into new lands. Alina's gonna have to stay safe from Kerrigan's reach, and boy, is that a task and a half. So obviously, they're gonna bump into Nikolai on the way. But first, let's talk about the new monsters they're gonna face. Since Kurgan tapped into his Darkling side, he unleashed the Nichevoya. The thing about these guys is that they can move in broad daylight, unlike the Volcra who inhabit the Fold. Big challenges up ahead. Ben Barnes has said in an interview that he's interested in the detour they're making from the books in Season 2, specifically when it comes to the Darkling. He couldn't reveal much, but he did say that it's going to be like how they incorporated the dregs into Alina's arc. Though this detail is a little unclear, it's pretty exciting. It's going to give established fans of the books some new content to enjoy, which is always a bonus. That in mind, some people are going to be a little pissed if they diverge from the novels too much. Whatever direction they choose, everyone has promised that it's gonna knock our pants off. Here's to a difficult wait and hope for some sweet release at the end. And now, for some other Netflix news you might have missed out on. Firstly, The Crown resumes filming. One of the many questions after Queen Elizabeth's death was, what are the Crown writers gonna do? The 6th and final season has been filming, but the sad news just had to put it on halt. You're making a show about the royals after all. Paying your respects is just part of the deal. The hit royal series producers announced a halt to production after Buckingham Palace confirmed the death of Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth, on September 8th. The award-winning series creator, Peter Morgan, stated that the decision was made as a mark of respect for Queen Elizabeth II, as they should. A couple of male actors were spotted on the set of the period drama at the Savoy Hotel in London on Sunday, while several trucks carrying set pieces lined the street. With a number of large trucks on the scene, the road was closed to the public. We can now pretty much guess that things are back on schedule. That's not all though. They'll also suspend filming on the 19th of September, her official funeral date. This isn't too big of a pause, so rest assured that we'll get our content on time. Next up, Henry Cavill's emotional note for The Witcher, another Netflix show that's wrapped up. That's right, Season 3 has finished filming. When the cast is tight, this can be a very sad feeling to part with your coworkers. It definitely was for Henry Cavill. He poured his heart out in an Instagram post, and it's really a tearjerker. Production had been delayed earlier due to COVID, so you can imagine just how relieving it was for everyone to be back and on schedule. The actor expressed his gratitude to the cast and crew, praising them for their determination and high spirits through it all. What a season it was indeed, Henry. Let's hope we get to see it ASAP on our screens though. As per Collider, the official release date isn't out just yet, but fans are speculating that it comes out in April or May of 2023. Just a little longer, y'all. Lastly, HBO Max surges past Netflix with the Emmys. It's the age of streaming for real. Of course, there'd be competition between networks, and what better example than HBO versus Netflix? Though the latter has led the game for a while, things aren't looking too hot right now. Why? Well, the Emmy tally shows it all. The award show just happened, and shows like Succession, Euphoria, and White Lotus bagged wins and nominations like crazy. They really gained momentum this time. You'd think they couldn't get close to Netflix's Squid Game and Ozark, but here we are. Guess they picked up the pace. Plus, HBO is at 92.1 million subscribers globally. They've been doing all sorts of exciting things, like their merger with Disney+. Their recent award success is just a reminder of how things were before Netflix. Hey, they've been around longer, and in this case, they're proving that old really is gold. Well, that's all for this video. Are you excited for the swashbuckling Season 2 of Shadow and Bone? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.